Good evening. It's Wednesday night. That means it's time for Facebook Live. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to find me, and while I'm waiting, I will get this video shared with my group in case there's somebody there looking for the video there. We are in Christmas mode in my craft room now. We have to start early so we can get all of our lovely cards done before it's time to send them out for Christmas. All right. Let me get this shared. Hey, Jackie. Welcome. I'm just getting this video shared over to my group in case somebody's looking for it there. And then we will get started. Almost there. Always takes my laptop longer than I think it should. Oh, now it's not doing anything. Okay, well, we'll just keep going. I'll keep an eye on it. Maybe it'll eventually come back and I can share. So tonight we are playing with one of my favorite, let me even grab my catalog so I can show you the whole suite. So this is one of those, I don't know what they call them. I call them mega suites. It has two bundles that go with it. There, my computer just came back. Let me do this real quick. Okay. So this is the Painted Christmas Suite, and it is beautiful. And there's everything that comes in this suite. So let me show you. These are the two bundles. So you have this that has the gorgeous leaves and pine cones and berries, and then some nice labels. Let me hold this up a little bit closer so you can see. These are the dies that go with it. So that's one of the bundles in the suite. Gorgeous. And then this one has the sentiments, and the dies that go with it I just used for the first time on this card that I'm going to show you tonight. But it's got these beautiful pine cone dies is what they're called, but it's very intricate, and you can make really intricate pine cones. I was looking to see if they had, I think that's probably what these gold pine cones are. So it's a gorgeous suite, and that's what we're going to play with tonight. So let's get started. At the end, excuse me. Hey, Allison. At the end, I will tell you who won the cards from last week. So last week we played with this Beauty of Tomorrow set in the bundle with the gorgeous dies on that. So somebody I drew a little bit earlier, and somebody won these. So I will tell you who won those at the end. As always, after the video, it takes me a few minutes to get it up there, but I'll get a blog post up that will tell you all the dimensions for everything I used on this card, so you can recreate this if you want to. All right, let's get started. We're going to do our gluing of this thing first, so we can give it, hey Susie, so we can give it some time to dry. So I did the, this is Pear Pizzazz, and I embossed it with the Timber embossing folder. I don't remember if I brought that over here. Yes, I did. The Timber embossing folder. So it's just got this nice wood grain in it. So I'm going to use, and this, I didn't worry about it not cutting out these. It actually will help me adhere it if they're not all cut out, because I'm going to put my pine cones over the top of them. So I'm going to use some liquid glue and just put that on these spots in the back. So it's going to be kind of loose on the edges, but I like that. All right, so I've got some glue on there. We're just going to put this right in the middle of my embossed Pear Pizzazz. And then what I did, I have one of these huge blocks. I just put that on there. So we'll just put that on there and set it off to the side. And that'll just put some weight on that so it can get adhered down. So now let's do our pine cones. My scratch paper. So I am using both pine cones. There's a larger one and a smaller one. Excuse me. And each one, this is two-step stamping, has a more detailed and a more, I don't know, not detailed. So I have found, and my friend Kay taught us this for the first time we used this, it's easier for me, and it was for her, to do the detailed one first. So we're going to do 2 of the larger ones. This is Early Espresso. And actually, I'm going to get these are photopolymer, so this makes sure they get nice, even. So 1 Early Espresso of the bigger, and another one. And then while I have the Early Espresso, we'll do 1 smaller one. Whoops, didn't get the bottom of that inked. And I'm spacing them out well just to be sure I have plenty of room. I'm going to set those over to the side so I don't make a mess. And then I have soft suede, but I'm actually going to stamp this off. So I'm going to ink it up, and then just over here on my scratch paper, I'm just going to stamp it off once. And then it doesn't line up exactly. I tend to look at the bottom here and kind of line that up. So do it again. Stamp off, line it up, and then we need our smaller one. I almost forgot to stamp off. It just has more contrast if you stamp off first. So that's our pine cones. And then for our sentiment, and we're going to die cut all of this here in a minute. I'm using Real Red, and this is one of the sentiments out of the Christmas to Remember set. So it has all these lovely sentiments. So I'm using Merry Christmas. So I've got Real Red. I'm just going to stamp that right there. All right, that is all of our stamping. Move this stuff out of the way. Now we're ready to die cut. So I'm actually going to move this for a minute because otherwise my machine will go everywhere. It'll slip. So I'm just bringing my small one over. All right. I'm going to grab my dies. So this is the one that bundles with the pine cone set. So it's got these beautiful labels, and it's got the pine cones. And I'll show you the other set here in a minute. And another label, and cuts out some of the leaves. So we need the big pine cone and the little pine cone. And let's see if we can put these on at the same time. So this is going to line up with your lighter color. So just line that up. Try not to shake it while you line up the other one. Hopefully they won't slip. Carefully put, oh, and I have the handle going the wrong way. All right, let's see if we can do this backwards. Come on. Okay. All right, I'm going to very carefully hold it and turn this around. There we go. I'm trying not to let them slip. There we go. Oh, man. I think it's okay. Yep, that still looks good. All right. that's one of our, we're done with the little one. That's one of our big ones. Let's set him aside. And our little one. And now we have, and I'm just going to trim this off. Because then I can put my sentiment through at the same time. So we have our big one. Let's see if we can do this. We may not be able to with this little one. If you use your bigger one, then you could do this in 2 passes easily. But I'm not sure this is going to fit. Nope. So we'll just do another pass. That's okay. So hold that there. Feed it through. Hopefully it's not shaking it too much. All right, there's our other pine cone. Set him aside. Put my die away so I don't lose it. And then for the sentiment, I tried doing this at once, but I was afraid I would mess it all at the same time. I was afraid I would mess it up, so I'll do this in 2 passes. So this is your label. So you're just going to center that over your sentiment. And die cut that first. And then, and you notice I turn my plates every time. I do that to try and keep them from warping quite as quickly. They will still warp after a while. They're not meant to last forever, but that helps them stay straighter a little bit longer. So now I have these little guys, and they go in the end of this label. So you just kind of put the point of it up in that little, I don't know what you call it. All right. And this is really fun because it makes it easy to put a ribbon through it. And then you want to be sure when you're done that you very carefully put these back in your place that you keep them because they're pretty small. I would hate to lose those. Okay. So see how it made these nice cutouts on the end that we can put our label through, our ribbon through, I mean. Okay, we are done with this guy. We are ready to start assembling all of this. So let me bring my paper back in. This guy is now nicely adhered. I have a Pear Pizzazz card base. And my dimensionals, I put them somewhere. They're over here somewhere. There they are, hiding under my other adhesive that I don't think I need. All right, so I did all of my pine cones up on dimensionals. So I'm going to put 2 on these big ones. And then 1 on the small one. Make sure I stay where you can see it. So I just put them kind of where these, all these dark green areas were. One there, and then the small one up here. And then for the sentiment, I have a piece of the sheer red ribbon. This is gorgeous. And I just put it through like that on both ends. and then just tried to make it kind of even. And I put a couple of dimensionals in the middle. So they're going to go over the ribbon a little bit. And I kind of offset them just a little bit. Like that. And that way, that will tuck right in between those pine cones. And I didn't put anything on the rest of the label. I just put those dimensionals in the middle. Grab my tape, and then I just tape that ribbon to the back. That's it. And then you're ready to put that on your card base. And because it's embossed, I'll use my liquid glue. Put that on my card base. And if you wanted to, you could put a white piece inside. And I'm going to turn this over so I can kind of press on it. And do some more stamping. I didn't. Pear Pizzazz isn't too dark, so I just left it plain on the inside. But I decided it did need just a little bit of bling. So these are the wonderful gems. I'm going to use the red ones on this card. Whoops. So I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, put one down here, and then a couple of little ones just up here. There we go. And there's our card. I didn't show you. Let me open up the dies. I told you I would do that. Like I said, this was the first time I had played with them. So in this set, you actually get 2 dies. So this one, the one that I used, is the more intricate one. So you could cut one, like this one, out of a dark green and this one out of a lighter green and then layer them. And then you've got your pine cone dies that you can see it easier on this one where you can put those pine cones. So you would die cut. You could make a card just with these dies and not have to stamp anything. And then this is the one that pairs, that bundles with the sentiment. So if you had this, then you could just do all sorts of pretty pine cones in your sentiments and you'd be set. But I like both of them because I love these stamped pine cones. I think they're just gorgeous. All right. Thank you, Allison. Thank you, Susie. I'm glad you liked it. It was fun. I had fun playing with this. All right. Again, I will post the measurements on my blog in a little bit. So as soon as I get off here, I'll do that. And everybody that comments, that's what I forgot to mention earlier. Everybody that comments will be in the drawing for this card. I'll draw next week. And then last week 2 weeks ago, last week I was helping with my grandson. So I didn't get to do a Facebook Live last week. But 2 weeks ago we made these. And the winner of these cards is Jackie. So Jackie, I will get these sent in the mail to you. So you won some more. All right. I think that is it, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.